What's up with y'all, man? It's Miles Mobile, and you tuned in with that One Step Ahead podcast. And today, I want to talk to y'all about holding yourself accountable for your actions. You feel me? Um, so, just a quick story, you feel me, before I really get into everything. Um, just a time where I had to hold myself accountable really was not too long ago, probably about 2 months ago now. Moving into my new apartment complex. I spoke about this story before, but kind of let my emotions get the best of me and lashed out and did some and cussed a few people out. You feel me? Uh, I was in the right to an extent, but to allow my emotions to overpower my thinking. You feel me? As a man, that was the flaw. You feel me? That was the letdown. That was something that I had to work on. You feel me? I had to hold myself accountable for the actions that I did commit. You feel me? The things that I did. You feel me? And I had to take mental note of that. You feel me? What I need to change. You feel me? Within myself. You feel me? Um, like yeah, it's been a few a couple maybe like two more incidents like that where I had to hold myself accountable. You feel me? For my actions. Due to the way I reacted to situations that wasn't really. It was serious in the sense of me getting my respect, the respect that I feel like I deserved or whatever. But that in itself is something I gotta work on. Cause who has to give me my respect? Like who has to give me respect? Nobody. You feel me? But myself. You feel me? So that's something. You feel me? That's something like I said that I'm holding myself accountable with and was holding myself accountable on. You feel me? I mean, it's always good to work on yourself. Always keep mental note of things you got need to work on, need to get better on. There's nothing wrong with doing that. If you're not doing that, then you're not growing. And if you're not growing, there's something wrong. You feel me? Um, and I really want to know, like, for y'all, you feel me? Y'all words, you feel me? What is it? Or what's a story that y'all have? You feel me? Where you had to hold yourself accountable for that something that you did. You feel me? Or some actions that you didn't did. You feel me? And we just sit with yourself. I ain't saying you got to tell the whole world or let everybody know, but really sitting with yourself and what time where you know what I'm saying. You have to hold yourself accountable. So there's many different ways, right, to hold yourself accountable. There's many different steps to holding yourself accountable, and many different categories of being accountable. Like for example, like self accountability, right? For me, like I'm working out. I started working out, doing my push ups. You feel me? Started just getting my workout on. You feel me? Trying to get bigger. You feel me? Just trying to get healthier. You feel me? Get my wind up and everything, right? Just working on myself. Um, self accountability would be like goals, like I said, like your mindset, how you think, um, and holding yourself accountable for how you think, right? And keeping your thoughts in check and being rational with your thinking and trying your best not to be irrational with your responses. You know what I'm saying? Um, Another form of accountability could be in your relationships, holding yourself accountable for the way you treat people, holding yourself accountable for the way yeah, it's really the main. Yeah, how you feel me? The way you treat people, the respect you give people, and really also holding yourself accountable for the boundaries that you set with the relationship that you have with people. Because it's always, and that's something that I feel like is not talked about. It's always okay to hold yourself accountable for your actions and the things that you've done. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with checking yourself. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries. I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries and putting those boundaries in place and putting. You feel me? When it comes to relationships and things that you don't like, if you're not comfortable with something, allow yourself to speak up for yourself. You feel me? Never don't speak up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And if it's a problem for what you speaking up for yourself and setting those boundaries, then they obviously people are a person that you're not supposed to be around. You feel me? So just off of that right there, you need to learn how to kick. You feel me? Kick them to the side. You feel me? And kick them to the side. They ain't worth the headache. You feel me? They ain't worth the bullshit. And kind of to go off of what I said, right? Holding yourself accountable culturally, right? And as a community, um, I feel like it's very important to hold yourself accountable as a culture, as a community, because that's how you represent yourself as a whole, right? As an individual, right? It's very important to hold yourself accountable for what you don't know, because you can only go further if you know where you've been. You can only start with what you know from the past. You know what I'm saying? You can only start with what didn't already happen. You feel me? You can't start with tomorrow. You feel me? It's about yesterday and today. It's really about the present. Forget yesterday. Forget yesterday already happened. It's really about the present. But what I'm saying is you have to learn your history. You feel me? Learn where you came from to get where you're going. You feel me? I can't. You feel me? I can't start building a house without having the instructions on how to build the house. You feel me? I have no foundation on what you guys wanted to do with the house. I just see all the wood put up. Now, what do I do next? There's no steps. You know what I'm saying? It's about doing the necessary work and figuring out. Okay, now what do I do? I don't have anything to go off of. Who do I call? Who do I text? What office building do I go to get the? You know what I'm saying? So it's about how do you show up for yourself? You feel me? And like I said, when being able to show up for yourself, you gotta be able. When showing up for yourself, you'll be better able to show up for your community. You feel me? Most definitely. Most definitely. Um. So I got this question here, and it says, "Who in your life holds you to a standard, and do you let them?" And that question kind of, I just don't agree with that question, right? I feel like just as a person, as a human being, you should never let anybody else hold you to a standard. You're the standard you set for yourself. There should be nobody outside of yourself that sets the standard for you. You feel me? You should grow. You should learn to build a high self esteem. You should learn to build, you feel me, thick skin, tough skin. You should learn to build these things. Um, because like I said, you are the standard. You feel me? You set the standard for yourself. If the standard is low, you set the standard low for yourself. And of course, right, we can have people that help us in the beginning to anchor ourselves and get us to where we need to be mentally, but we should not fully depend on their standard of what they believe. You feel me? We should, as men especially, we should come up with our own beliefs, have our own beliefs. Of course, still get the guidance in the beginning, but once you hit 18, 19, you should have your morals and your principles set in place. You feel me? Most definitely. But and yeah, checking out with y'all, man. It's Miles Mobile, and you tuned in with that One Step Ahead podcast. Thank y'all for listening.